good to know.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thanks for doing that. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, January 1st Communications Committee meeting of 2026. So I guess I will open the meeting and call to order. We can identify our volunteers present. Karen, you want to start?
Karen McKisson.
Lindsay Kuhn?
Steve Eisenbrown.
Wonderful, thank you. And I believe we have somebody in attendance on Zoom. If you're there.
Bob Singer.
Hi, Bob.
There he is.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. So, we are pretty ahead of schedule. So I think this meeting is going to be pretty brief. We're just going to go over, I think our main project is finishing our January newsletter. So I'll go ahead and get us started. The items that we talked about at our previous meeting that are kind of still happening. First, I just wanted to update everybody that the township's intern, Jake, that was hired for the winter, has been doing some really great communication related things behind the scenes. He sits at the desk in there with Ashley.
Yes, I met him today.
Oh, wonderful. You get to meet him. Great.
Uh-huh.
And so I just want to share with the committee a couple things that I know that he's done. First, he created a year-long calendar online for us with you should look for these dates when posting on social media. And he has a nice camera. So he's been going out and getting kind of nice, just general photos of the township that can be used for all kinds of different purposes. In addition to that, he has created what's called a social media style guide, which is kind of like something the township can have saved for anybody that does social media to reference and be like, these are our colors. This is our tone of voice and the words we use. This is what we post about, don't post about. Most businesses have them. So it seems like if the township's going to participate in social media, it should have one too. So that's another example.
That would go hand in hand with the branding stuff as well.
Exactly. And the hope for Jake was that put together a document that is the correct format, that has all the right sections. And then once the branding project's over, we can go in and update it with all the brand new information.
Yep.
So that's great. And then for the website, he has been making some cleanups based off of our list. And then in addition, the fire department and the parks committee, especially with America 250 going on, have requested if they could get additional information on the website. So Jake has met with both of their representatives, collected all the information, and now is starting to make updates. So he's doing a really great job. He is here for another 2 weeks in January. Then he has to go back to school, but it should be nice to have some things done, some extra helping hands and things done for us. So in addition to that, so perfect segue to the township branding project. I don't have some sort of milestone update for that at this time. They are just working behind the scenes. I know that the last time that I heard their step was they were literally touring the township. They were going places, meeting people with maybe John Trainer was arranging that, arranging for them to go to different places. So I think now they're working completely behind the scenes.
Do you have any idea when that will become more evident of what they're doing?
When they presented to the trustees, which would have been just a couple months ago, about their plan, and the trustees did the resolution to hire them, they said that they wouldn't expect anything until the end of January.
So pretty soon.
I think so.
So
yeah.
maybe the February trustees meeting or
Yes,
something.
for the first time to look at something.
Yep.
So other than that, our main item that we're working on is our January newsletter. And the goal would be to send this to the printer sometime early next week. And last meeting, we talked about how we need to ensure that when the printer gets the township addresses, that we've checked our digital opt-in only list. So I did that. And so far we have about 32, 33 people on the list that are digital opt-in only, which I thought that it might be a little bit higher because we have been reminding people over and over and over again. But at this point, I do feel like if you wanted to do it, you would have. So we'll just keep pushing it out there. I don't think people have missed
just
it.
keep, pinging it.
Exactly.
People don't always, that probably isn't their top priority.
Right.
But
Exactly. And Karen, I think it was a comment you made last month in this newsletter. We're going to give that a little bit more real estate. It's not just going to be in a footnote. We're going to make it a little bit more evident.
Yeah, I think it should be because a lot of times they don't see that. I'm going to give you an example. I saw your email and I thought I'm going to answer you. Finally today, I said, I can sit down.
Exactly.
But I mean, it was there, but I just think this needs to be more prominent.
Yes,
So.
agreed. And so that should hopefully help continue to get that list creeping up and creeping up. So the good news is that we've taken our first step. So when
Yep.
the newsletter gets sent to print this time, there'll be a second email that it's only for people that did that digital option only that said, here's your newsletter. It's available on the website.
Cool.
So in terms of the printed newsletter, everybody has either sent something in or been like, yep, I'm going to get you something ASAP. So we've got everything working, and I started actually putting stuff in the template. So that's all going very smoothly. And since our last meeting note about things in the newsletter was to make sure that we highlighted Dave Jackson's retirement.
Mhm.
But since that last meeting, a couple things have been added that like at the trustee meetings and stuff. So the first thing is that they're sharing that township Rumpke program. Have you heard about this?
Yep.
You've heard about
Yep,
this, right?
yep.
Have you heard about this?
No.
The township has entered an agreement with Rumpke where they're offering like special rates for trash and recycling if we had enough people that wanted to sign up. We had to meet a certain threshold.
Oh, so did they go out to ask people? I mean, did they sign up or?
Nobody, I think it's up to
It's
if you
purely
want to
volunteer.
Yep, exactly.
And it's, if you hit the link and go sign up, it's still between you and Rumpke,
Mhm.
the deal. The township is just basically brokered the opportunity to use Rumpke. And I could tell you in my case, it halves my cost.
Probably because I did use them once before and then I switched to local and they would drop, but now local, I just got the bill. It's back up there again.
Of
So I
course,
bet you it'll fall.
yeah. So it's I think it's like $20 a month or something.
Yeah, it's very low.
Really?
21.
125.
Yeah, Bob,
Uh-huh.
I forgot you were there, Bob.
So really click on the link did it come in an email? I had to look at that.
It'll be in this January email.
Okay.
It hasn't been out yet.
Yeah, so once I see the email, so,
Yep.
okay, I'll have to
Yep.
look for it because
Yeah.
I'm fine with that if it's
Yes.
save me some money because everything keeps going up and I don't get any
Yeah.
increase and what I get is nothing.
Right. No, it's a
So,
win.
so we definitely need to feature that in the newsletter. And then in addition, the Delaware County Foundation program where you
Yep.
can make donations to certain projects. Say, I would like my donation to the township to go to something in the park. That has all been set up. So there's instructions for
Good.
that too, which is pretty simple. It's basically just kind of like send an email.
Okay, good.
And then lastly, the trustees shifted their meeting time a little bit. So I
Yep.
feel like we should make sure that's in the newsletter as well. So a few things came out of that last trustee meeting
Yep.
that made sure to throw in there as good real-time notices for our newsletter. Darlene did a nice interview with Dave Jackson. I've got that inserted. We've got all of our sections except for that there was no BZA update this time, but sometimes there isn't. So good stuff.
Yeah, I could tell you the BZA has had no business on the table the
Yeah.
last 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Shortest meetings in history, so.
Well, maybe we can beat it with this one. Probably not. Probably not. So that being said, anybody have any questions, concerns, comments about what we currently have working and is about to be finished up before we move on to what's coming up for us?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay. The items for January are our January 27 email blast, social media posts that we can highlight, and then our newsletter email, which is just saying, hey, there's a newsletter. We talked about a couple things just now. Rumpke program, Board of Trustees meeting time. What else is going on that I may or may not be remembering that we need to be notifying people? You guys have seen that the strategic or the I always want to call them strategic.
Yeah, I
committee.
think you might
This
point out
steering
that the
committee has
work
been-
of the strategic committee, advisory committee, the work continues.
And then check out this draft.
And, point to the draft. I would say in particular, there was I was just reading it today, a pretty good kind of, I think, a rewrite of the chapter 4 on economic development.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think just reinforcing that there's a lot going on in the township
There's
right
a lot
now,
going on in the township.
particularly on the strategy front. And it's important for people to stay tuned.
Yes.
And then, just add that we are having if snow-free pancake
Okay.
breakfast on the 7th.
Great. February
Okay.
7th?
Yes.
Thank you.
And I know David's probably talked to you, but he's trying to look more for more things to do for the 250.
Oh, for America 250.
50.
Yes.
Yeah.
I should check in with him. I know he's working with Jake to make sure America 250 is on the website, so I should check in with him.
Well, right, because at our meeting, he's asked us to think about some things, and he's trying to think of stuff to bring the younger kids in to
Uh-huh.
get them motivated, say where we came from, where we're at now.
Yeah.
How do we, gardening, farm equipment, things
Mhm.
like that, how everything, he's trying to do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's neat.
Like presentations and stuff in the park.
Oh, cool. So any presentations coming up, things like that.
Just to start wearing, and he's asking for volunteers.
Okay.
If
So he might want to put a call for volunteers.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? That about cover it? Got Rumpke program. We did the Delaware Foundation last month. Depending on how long this is, we may want to plug it one more time. But with an email, I like to make sure that it's kind of as like scannable as possible. So may or may not plug it this time, since it'll be
I
in the
think
newsletter.
just to prompt people's thinking, it would be, some by example,
Mhm.
here are the things like parks.
Mhm.
If you like our parks program and the great work that gets done there are always projects available if there's funding.
Mm.
And
Yes,
so,
that is true.
and so, and this is, I guess people realize this is a tax deductible donation.
Mm.
And so they missed their window to get some more deductions in last year, but they
Yeah.
could get ahead of the game for 26 if they want.
Yes.
Because we're always looking for donations so we can do a little bit more and have more things.
Right.
Because like we're talking about Harlem Days, we're talking about doing some more.
Collecting of donations, maybe.
Well, not, the donations, but for the Harlem Days, we're thinking about presentation, like we had the encampment last time.
Mhm.
More things like that because of the 250.
Yes.
And he's thinking of other things,
Okay, that's all fantastic. I've got those notes. That'll also be good in the printed newsletter. So in terms of kind of our weeks of social media and kind of matching up things that are going on in certain weeks, it sounds like we need to share, I'll kick us off. We need to share this Rumpke program.
Mhm.
Make a little bolder because I think that might be helpful for
Yes.
people to know. Because also, I think you see trash cans on Monday or Tuesday, trash cans on
Almost.
Wednesday or
Yes,
Thursday.
there's trash
Yeah.
cans everywhere.
I wish we could do something about mailboxes
Ah,
and the snow. It
yes.
seems like every year, almost every other year, mine goes down and I have to replace it.
The I don't think it was this year, but last newsletter, Jason wrote up about like it's the force of when the snow is moved.
Correct.
So he said all you can do is like make sure your mailbox is of sound constitution before the winter, because if it's already a little graffiti, it's going to go down.
That's fine, but I got the pole that way, but I don't have the box itself. And it went, so I thought, so this year I just take it down because it's loose and I put
Yeah.
it by the evergreen now. But I'm asking my nephew to build something to put something in front of it so it can make it sound. 'Cause
I went with a freestanding one, literally with a weighted base.
Really?
It's worked great. And
Okay.
only one time,
It has been
when they hit it, have they knocked it over and you just walk out and stand it back up
It's
again?
not broken and you have to like
No.
replace
mine
the
breaks every time when they did it. So my son put it down in concrete, so the pole's there, that won't break, but it's buried in the ground, not much, but the pole won't break,
Yeah.
the wood. But
Yeah.
that would also break and
Yeah.
fall down. But the actual metal old thing is what flies off. But I did find out a friend of mine on Woodtown asked the post office if she could move her mailbox from one to her side of the road, and they allowed her.
Really?
I
doesn't
thought about
disturb
that.
the-
Mine be
yeah.
close to the telephone pole, and I,
Really?
uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
didn't know you could do that.
I didn't either,
Let's see what's-
but she got it done.
Huh. I wonder if is she handicapped?
Mm.
Pretend to
No,
be,
she's just a little
or-
person that she don't want to walk out there and get the mail.
There's a lot of
Street.
people in that category.
She's probably 3 years older than I am, so I'm saying,
That old. Because my neighbor across the street really needs that, because yeah, I, I'll tell you what, who was it? Do you know who it was?
Yes, her name is Ruth Hunter.
Could you ask her,
What kind of
what-
explanation she got?
yeah, how did that go about?
I could,
I would bet, on-
because I want to, because you know what happens to mine? It lays in the ditch and I can't get down in the ditch.
Mm.
I think there's probably,
I fall, I would.
I just wonder what the conditions are that would allow you to do
I
that.
don't know. I had to ask her if she's got the form and stuff and look at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have some pretty severe ditches as far,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
and with little berm, by the mailbox.
Correct. That's why I can't go any further. That's why you put a little bit of concrete.
I know Jim Henderson across the street. I mean, every time I watch him go out and get it, it's like, oh, Jim, plus they're flying in front of our house anyhow,
Yes, they do.
corner. So,
Oh, yeah.
huh. Okay, well, independent, but I mean, if that's something that they support, I can imagine that's something a number of people would take
People don't
advantage.
know.
That's why I'm bringing it up because
Yeah.
a lot of people can't, and I don't like walking across because either it's because my back or my knees.
Yeah.
I'm going sliding down that ditch.
Yep. Okay.
I made a note on that. Maybe we can follow up with that. Okay.
Hmm.
Could be a thing you know too.
Yeah. Oh, that might
Okay.
be too, then to really make it bolder or something. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so that's an idea, not one pegged for a date just yet.
Okay.
But we said Rumpke program could definitely be shared ASAP. In addition, I guess we could share that the steering committee is putting out this information.
Yeah,
They have a meeting at the end of this week,
Thursday.
actually.
Thursday afternoon.
So that would actually probably be a good post for this week. The steering committee is putting out information.
Yes. Yeah, continued. There's a current draft 4 and the sections are getting released kind of sequentially here. But
Okay, so that could be for this week, which is like the week of January 13th. And then maybe next week could be Rumpke program, January 20th, the week of January 20th. And then is next week also when the trustee meeting? Yeah, the trustee meeting. There might end up being 2 posts that week, just reminding people that the meeting has been moved, the times have been moved, because I think there was a public notice for that, but just to like make it stand out further, like if you would like to come to these meetings, it has been moved slightly the time. And then do you think the week of January 27th, so a week prior to the pancake breakfast?
yeah.
Remind people about it?
Mhm.
Okay. Then we have a couple of like fallbacks here. We have possibly reminding people about the Delaware County Foundation, possibly this mailbox thing for the winter, possibly America 250 info. So just getting with Dave and asking.
You're right, to make sure, because I know he's had a meeting yesterday with the Delaware 250, so.
So do we have anything else like kind of like matching the weeks? Jake, I can also look at these nice photos that Jake took with this camera. If all else fails, like something that comes to my mind is there's a beautiful picture of like frozen Dunkin' Run, which I personally feel like when it's 55 degrees and raining, I probably wouldn't post that. But if it gets frozen and icy again, that could be something nice. Just like nice, like people like to look at that stuff but I always try to post that in like a time that makes sense.
I know we were taking the lights down and
Mhm.
people comment they like the lights. I think they
Yeah.
want to keep it up.
Yeah, the lights are nice. They have a nice ambiance. So, okay. And then, you know what? Finally, I'll make a note of like, hey, the newsletter has been sent to print. That could be a good Facebook post.
So they'll look for it.
Yeah. That could be a good Facebook post. Okay, maybe like week of Jan 27th. Because if I send it to print next week, it's going to start hitting people's houses the week of January 27th. So that could be a good one. So that's it. We always have stuff going on. We always have enough to fill 4 weeks at a time.
Okay.
So with that being said, that is our current projects. I feel like just in terms of starting in February, perhaps we'll start talking about continuing to clean up the website again, just depending on where Jake has left off. And then maybe we'll have a branding project update as well.
Hopefully, yeah.
Anything else before? I told you it's gonna be a quick one. We've only been here for 20 minutes.
All right.
Okay,
Mhm.
It's not a contest.
not a contest.
No, it isn't.
Bob, do you have anything that you'd like to point out or add?
You can ask Dave if he wants to mention the fact that he's working with Delaware County Veteran Services on the gravestones.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
that's cool.
If you can get some help on that too,
Mm-hmm.
research.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Well, with that, I will adjourn us. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Happy January.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Bye. Oh, that's my water bottle, don't worry.
Good night.
Good night. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.